Welcome to Roundtable 10, December 29th, 2016, Corporate Resolutions, the original 21st Century Vision Business Roundtable, a New York City, New York Gold Tours meetup, broadcasting independently 45 minutes a month about business relevancies from a meeting room at the Science, Industry, and Business Library branch of the New York Public Library on Madison Avenue, New York City. So before we begin, a few quick picks. The Global Village, McLuhan and Powers. Transformations in World Life and Media in the 21st Century. Navigating the Risks and Rewards of Our New Renaissance, Age of Discovery, Golden and Krutana. Happy Customers Everywhere. How your business can profit from the insights of positive psychology. Bernd Schmidt with Glenn Van Sutton. The City Lost and Found. Capturing New York, Chicago, and Los Angeles, 1960 to 1980. Another time of great change and greatness. Vogue magazine. Optimism, Fashion's Bright New Age. A lot of optimism in fashion in 2017. And what better topic for the new year? For resolutions, right? Wired, Tales from an Uncertain Future. And these are all the current issues. New Scientist, Tiny Revolutions. Science is always inspiring. We could always learn lessons from it, right? Big Physics has drawn a blank. It's time to think small. Money. Charity. How to give your best. Organic. We all have to eat and we should take lessons from nature, right? Farmers and Chefs of the Hudson Valley. Mastalia. And lastly, cranes. The Trump economy. For some New York industries, 2017 will be huge. For others, it's a total disaster. Okay. So to begin, and this is the first time I'm working on off of my computer screen, reading my text from there. So bear with me while I get used to the change. I usually have my text in front of me, but thanks for dropping in. I'm host Loretta Jones, CEO of New York Gold Tours. Once we begin promoting these 21st Century Vision social media and local events, they'll accommodate 9 business leaders who RSVP on meetup.com to meet local to global here with me to Periscope and the web. Come to one or come to all. I'll start each of 3 segments with talking points that I've written out into few-minute sections, inviting experts or anyone concerning business to join in, then a 10-minute discussion following each segment. Later, use video of the roundtable to structure talks in your own organizations. Free on Periscope, Skype, YouTube, Google+. Join the conversation on Facebook and Pinterest. Follow us on Twitter. Follow New York Gold Tours on Twitter. Okay, so definitions for today's discussion. Fear, unwillingness to recognize harmful contention that leads often to denial. Ideal, the best possible outcome for a particular product or endeavor. Vision, corporate hope. First talking points. Lions and tigers and bears, oh my. Just like Dorothy in the classic Wizard of Oz, corporations in the year ahead will need to find their way home. The world has changed, and with all the shifts between where to house corporate offices and outcomes of sometimes agility, how to devise the best company vision and communicate it while vetting out relevance and effectiveness, and in which ways to provide leading-edge responsible business practices that contribute to global warming, smart manufacturing, direct proliferation of goods, the very idea of home has grown. If corporations try to see through the times with fortitude in mission statements and new bottom lines that are ever more embracing of not just their own independent importance, but of world issue relevancies as well, they'll remain steadfast going forward. At the same time, though, their independence is vital too, as more mergers turn to conglomerations, cooperatives to partnerships. One will get to know oneself all the more along the journey, just as with the individuals. So organizations must always be taking note, adjusting, and leading themselves first and foremost. What are some of the ways corporate home templates have grown for the better? What are some ways they've grown for the worst? Isn't it within the period of growth that uncertainty lies? And in uncertainty creeps unknowingness, hesitancy, atrophy, and ineffectiveness. How can corporations alleviate that fear? Before we discuss that, a quote by Benjamin Franklin found on Brainy Quotes. An investment in knowledge pays the best interest. So now 10 minutes to discuss corporate resolutions, first talking points, corporate growth, and the fears it can instill. Okay. For the video that may be used later, you can pause now for your 10-minute discussions. And for the discussion on Periscope, anyone can feel free to join in and give their opinions on corporate growth and fears it can instill. Okay, and then we can come back for the second talking points. To ask, if an organization is on its way to see the wizard, what do you think it might ask? For all its employees to be happy? To have a widely renowned positive impact on the world? To gain positioning as a leader in its industry, or many industries for that matter? The gumption to go to such an asking place at all is monumental, is it not? To position an organization with open mind, so to speak, that acknowledges not all is within its control, is determinant in itself. Realizing vulnerabilities and shortcomings takes great stance and charts one on a most solid course. Further, to be on that course with a specific mission statement at the ready is assurance. How wouldn't goals be met with such accurate iterance? Don't you think it then important to ask in this new year your corporation's ideal, acknowledging its challenges while striving for its needs according to mission? What will your corporation rise to, develop, strengthen, or brighten when you whittle its goal down to one word? Love, peace, profit, home, relevance, compassion? Before we discuss that, a quote from Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz, found on brainyquote.com. Toto, I've got a feeling we're not in Kansas anymore. So now 10 minutes to discuss corporate resolutions. Second talking points, what will your corporation seek out for itself in these terms from 2017? Okay, again, the video later can pause for discussions in your own organization if you like. And we can have a discussion live if anyone would like to join in. Okay. I've been really busy myself with the holidays and preparing my business for the new year, so I haven't really developed any opinions very much of my own on these talking points. So I'll just go right back to the third segment if no one has anything to add. Okay. And third talking points, courage, brains, and heart. For this segment, the talking points will just be of 3 quotes from Brittany Quotes on the subjects courage, brains, and heart. Tailor them to your corporation. Courage. Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts, by Winston Churchill. Brains. When you get to know a lot of people, you make a great discovery. You find that no one group has a monopoly on looks, brains, goodness, or anything else. It takes all the people, black and white, Catholic, Jewish, and Protestant, recent immigrants, and Mayflower descendants to make up America. By Judy Garland. Heart. Keep love in your heart. A life without it is like a sunless garden when the flowers are dead. By Oscar Wilde. Isn't it interesting when picturing these sentiments for corporations? Who can't picture the staunchy stale company doing irrelevant output? Before we talk about our last discussion, a quote from Harry S. Truman. America was not built on fear. America was built on courage, on imagination, and an unbeatable determination to do the job at hand. Recognize the courage, brains, and heart common thread in that quote and our topic today. Brains, heart, and courage. Good for our corporations. So 10 minutes to discuss corporate resolutions, third talking points. Will you allocate parts of your business to have courage, brains, and heart, or will all of your business exercise courage, brains, and heart? However you implement the concepts, aren't you glad to refresh and renew your company goals for the new year? Your company goals for the new year? Positive steps along any destination, I'd say. Okay. So thank you so much for joining in, for anyone who joined in on Periscope, and I hope you enjoy the talking points and have lively discussions in your own organizations. Here's wishing you very well for the new year 2017.